everybody! Welcome to more Obra Dinn, continuing a week later with hopefully the second half of the game. Hopefully we will figure out everyone's fate today. As we're getting started, let me go ahead and get our co-com set up. Game's a little bit loud. I may have just overcorrected just there. Let's make sure that's fixed, and then we can begin. But also title screen just tends to be a little bit loud, it seems. Okay, let's see now. Let's go ahead and hop in, and we'll see how it sounds in game, since the title screen is a tad loud. Though in-game tends to be a bit more ambient sound. I don't think it'll be too much of an issue. Alright, let's go ahead and get co-com set up. I'll go ahead and start up the voice call. And 1 second. There we go. Now you should be audible. Hello.
Hello.
And let me get the screen share working for you as well.
I saw a video call option. Hold on.
Alright, there. You should have screen share up.
Sure, look, I can see the video.
Awesome. Okay. So yeah, goal for today is hopefully to figure out the rest of the fates and finally finish this ship's mystery. So I guess what we could do is just flip through the book and start seeing if there's anything in particular that looks like there's like one piece of info missing and we can maybe go figure it out just from what we have learned since the first time seeing all the memories. Don't know you. You're one of the top men, so gonna leave that be since you are the most infamously hard part of this game. Same with you. Let's see. I think you're wearing different clothes than I would expect, so you're standing with the other stewards, or at least a few of the other stewards? Or at least who I assume are the other stewards. So maybe. I'm not confident enough to say that for sure, though. And then we don't know who those two are yet. In particular, if we can find anybody with 1 or 2 triangles for their difficulty, that would be ideal. You're one of the top men. Actually, where are you on the sketch? That will... Okay, you're over here, so you are one of the top men, and you probably are one of the stewards. Phone, what are you yelling at me for? Let me mute that real quick. There we go. Okay. You were spiked by a beast? You are apparently low difficulty. Okay, you're hanging out with this set of people. If I could figure out any of their identities, that would help. Low difficulty. I suppose we can start with you then. So that's main deck by the farthest staircase from the captain's quarters. So over here. Alright, what do we got?
It looks like we got giant crabs.
Yeah. The giant demon crabs. Also, something else we need to figure out is who the heck has the tattoo of the lady on their left arm? Because that's a valuable piece of info.
I had no idea that this game was based on Japanese mythology.
You're being actually, no, you're falling because you just got by a lightning bolt. Yeah, there's nothing here really indicating beyond maybe clothing. So the hint might be elsewhere. I might want to look at what other memories this person's in. There are 4 memories. Alright, let's bookmark them all and take a look. You're here when the person's getting electrocuted. You're back here when the crab creatures are first brought on board. And you're all the way back here. Okay. So that is 2 floors down, just outside of surgery. Let's go there. That could be promising. But yeah, I think the key here is just going to be focus on one person at a time so we don't get completely overwhelmed. No, that's what I thought. So we've marked you, right? You're 51. So yeah, we've got you. 3. 56, 55, 58. Oh dear, please don't make me look at shoes. They wouldn't rate it as a rank 1 difficulty if I had to look at shoes for them. I'm going to assume it's one of no. Okay, the person we're looking at is there's only 7 people we can see the faces of. We would have already marked all of these people. Hang on. Okay, you are... Oh, hold on. Oh, right, you have the X on you, so we don't know. So 51, 53, 54X. Okay, a thought occurs for this person. Let's go all the way to the bottom and I'm going to look at jobs. All seamen. Okay, so that's not ideal. Though we have narrowed down identities quite a bit. So 54, 51, 53. That kind of leaves this as probably number 52. Just from those 4 being together. Well, we can't say that for certain, so I'm worried about locking that in. 56, 55, 58, 57. So yeah, that's a set of 4. Wait. 56, 55, 56, 57, 58. Okay. 53, 51. Okay, it doesn't quite work like that. But yeah, evidence leans heavily that this is number 54. just not confident. 59, 38, and yeah, they throw it out the window over here, so I can't actually be all that confident. We're on this memory. 22 were present. Okay, let's count. Not that that's gonna help much, but I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, actually, that's a good point. We know that one of these people must be 47. And they have a bag with a pipe. Oh, that's... So, if they have a pipe anywhere, they're number 47. Probably. At the very least, that is a strong hint. "47 is Alexei Toporov. Do I see anyone with a pipe in any of these images? Especially that style of pipe would be helpful. Okay, these 4 are hanging out together. That's the one I'm trying to identify in the set of 4. They're playing cards. We don't know who you are. That was deconfirmed before.
Sorry if I don't have a whole lot to contribute here.
Yeah, it's a very difficult deduction game. Okay, so yeah, we're not seeing the person we are looking for here. And I'm not seeing any way to use other info here to figure stuff out at the present. Though I should write down 47 has a pipe. And a satchel. I'm baffled that it says it's a level 1 difficulty, because that seems... There's probably something obvious I'm just missing. That's fine. I'll get around to it. I'll narrow everything down over time. Okay, so you were blasted by an explosion. Where do you appear on the picture? With at least 1 confirmed midshipman. So, who are the midshipmen? Peter Milroy, Thomas Lange. So these 2 are likely going to be the other 2 midshipmen, since there's only 2 of them, and there's 3 midshipmen total, and it looks like they're all standing together here. Similar clothing. That seems reasonable. So I guess that could be something we work on. You were killed by an explosion. You were here. Okay, so that is going to be the cow memory. Let's try that then. Since it looks like we've got a 50-50 between those two, I'd like to try and deduce it properly, but I'm fairly confident that those are the two remaining midshipmen. Now, where are they? They're not in this set of people, are they? They are. Okay, they're right here. In that case, let's see. The midshipmen are numbers 33 and 34.
I'll cut her throat when you've done it.
Solid shoes and
Come on before she kicks up.
pants going all the way down. Let me take a look at my photos I took last time.
You all right there, sir?
Did I happen to get 33 and 34? I got 37, 39, 40, 38, 59, no. So I did not find their tags. We could go to the artist's memory and see if we can get any more tags out of there. That would be up a floor. And in here, where the poor guy died shitting.
I guess that's one way to define going.
Yeah. 43, 44, we're both alive at this point. That is also information we can make use of. Let's see. I am being summoned by roommates. I will be back in just a moment. I am back. I was summoned by roommates. I have a gift of Skittles.
All right, now you can taste the rainbow while you get your ship together.
Indeed. Okay, so it was 43 and 44 are still alive at this point. I just had a memory come back. Hold on. Nothing I can use here to confirm that memory. But Mob is a distinctive enough name, especially since it's just a first name, that I think I know who that is. Not confident enough to say for sure, but reasonably confident. And I don't want to use that for my deductions. If possible. Here's a thought, so... You were present in this memory. Were you present in this memory? Let's check. Actually, wait, no, I don't know that. I was here to grab pictures of the... any identifiable tags. Okay, so 56. Black shoes is not much to go on, and nothing else is exposed. I'll at least grab it so I have it. And then 57 has nothing exposed, but their hammock is up, so they are alive at this point. Alexander Booth, George Shirley. And 56 is Henry Brennan, who got knifed later. Okay, so that's not helpful at all then. 45. You are completely in shadow. I can't get anything out of that other than you're alive at this point. .43 and 44. Again, their shoes are in shadow. .48, 49, 36. Oh, hold on. 36 has a cutlass. Okay, that's helpful. We've got 41. And this one's been taken down. I'm going to assume that these two hammocks belong to these two. It makes sense. They're sitting at the table next to their two hammocks. Why your hammock is taken down, I don't know. I don't see a tag attached to it. So 41 might be you. This seems like... yeah... This feels like a reasonable deduction. And if I'm right, then that is one of the 4 Chinese top men. So you, I don't have a tag for. Let's see. Fine, to the right from 41. Playing dice on image. Okay. So if I can find in the other memory, hopefully what your tag is, that would help figure out who you are. X is still alive here and completely passed out and completely in shadow. .56 and 57 are alive and again in shadow. Are there any identifying, like, items? Not that I'm seeing. How about for you? I haven't seen anything so far for you, but yeah, nothing. Not much. Oh, right, we can go up to the other floor. Alright, what do we have here? Lars Lind. And that's the 4th mate. So this is almost certainly the 4th mate steward. Hanging out together and next to each other on the image. So you're probably the 4th mate steward. That feels sufficiently reasonable to fill in. Okay. Since we have your identity, when did you disappear? Right, I was suspecting that they were alive on the Canary Islands. They said they would be heading east. Let me check the dialogue real quick. Nope, that's not what I meant. Where were they planning to go? I think they said east. We take the ship and sail east, trade wretched fish and shells for gold. So the mutiny had them all going east, and they were here, so they would have ended up... they were way far north of the Canary Islands. I don't think they would have ended up there. They could have ended up in Madeira, or just Africa in general, or in Spain or Portugal. Let's see what the options are. Alive. I can just say Africa. That's fair. That's probably the best we've got out of where they were at on the voyage. Oh? No. Okay. Alive, Africa. There we go. Yeah, it seems most reasonable that they were all on board that lifeboat going east. I could probably go back and verify that, but...
Well, good to know some people survived the giant crabs.
Yeah. Okay, I think that puts me just shy of halfway. Okay. Is there anyone I have filled in where that did not just confirm their fate? Anyone who is not confirmed now, I'm wrong about. No, looks like we're good on that. Okay. That is progress. That is good progress. I have chapter 1 done, correct? Yes. Chapter 2 is done. Chapter 3. Need to figure out the top men, but other than that, it's done. Where are you on? Okay. No, not that. On the sketch. Presumably a topman. Not confident enough to say who. Not by any means. I really want to say you're one of the stewards, just by where you're standing on the... Maybe not the third mate steward. It would make sense for these all to be the stewards. You two are standing together, so you are probably the surgeon's mate. Where did you disappear? The Doom? So probably thrown overboard is the most reasonable conclusion. I would need to see when they last appeared. Or what memory they last appeared in. No, let's see. You're with this group. You're a passenger, you're probably a passenger given they're dancing together. let's take a look at the passengers. Are there any two that are related? Oh, no, we've got just Emily Jackson and Jane Bird. So we don't... So, these two are going to be probably... Then you're not. What are you wearing? An apron? That's not helpful from the jobs we have left. And you're only in 3 memories. I guess we can try and figure out who shot you. We've got a lot more info now, so... That is... behind the gunner store. Okay, so if I can find a cutlass, that gives me who 40 or 36 is. If I can find a pipe and or a satchel, that'll probably give me who 47 is. I want to find who's across from 41, so I want to go down to the... I think it's the cow memory again. No, not the cow memory. Yes, the cow memory? There's so many memories. I'm gonna assume cow memory. That seems correct. I'm disoriented. No, cow memory's down one, I think. So not that one. Yes, that... Which memory was it that I wanted to use? Here, let me just write down. Artist has tags. And I need to remember which other memory has the tags. Probably, I think it's actually this one. Yeah, this one. Okay, so across from 41. Can I find that? 40, 38, 39, 39. Well, that's impolite. 47 has a satchel and pipe. 42. 57. No, this one's way too narrow for me to figure that out. Best I've got is maybe it's 36 if that one's 41, but I'm not. Let's check the map. Where are we at on the map? Okay, so if that one is 41, then 36. 36 has the cutlass. So no, that's separate. Where's 40? I should have marked where 41 was on the map. That would have been a smart idea. Okay. Body bag down 2 from the top has a tag, so let's go actually mark where 41 is on the map. Then we can take another look at this memory. That is, of course, assuming that they are putting up the hammocks in consistent places, but they are for every other hammock I've seen, so I think that's not an unreasonable assumption. Okay, where's 41? 4936. Okay. It's the one over. Okay, so... One over from 36. Now, where's that exit? Over there. Let's go find that body bag again. Okay. There.
Saya tutup.
Not there.
Good pillow.
Here's 36, so we are looking at 38. So our mystery is number 38. Finally! Okay. So that is what I wrote down. You know what? I wrote down roughly where they were on the picture, but to be safe, let's go back and look at them directly. And I'm gonna save those Chinese topmen for last because they are the hardest part of the game. I know that. I've got one that I'm reasonably confident about, but... You're number 38. You... The game usually tries to be pretty clear about making people from different countries look sufficiently distinct that you can use that as information. You do not match how the game typically represents... So I could very well be wrong on this deduction then, so you wouldn't be 41 then. Nah, you look more... He looks more like English or Irish to me. Like 42 would make more sense to me for you. Alright, damn it. One thing that would be nice is... Let's go to the escape. Oh. Let's go to this one. So that is going to be top floor by the lifeboat. This one maybe? There's several bodies up here. We are getting Discord sounds? Crap. Okay, let me fix that.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I was only hearing those because I'm also on Discord or if those were coming up on the stream.
Yeah, thank you for the heads up. Yeah, you got on the boat, so you definitely got away. We already got that confirmed, but... That looks like a cutlass to me. No, I don't think it's quite the same one, though. It was more curved, right? That's the captain. Yeah, the captain was saying to let them go. Let the passengers get the hell out of here. Yeah, no, those swords are too similar. Still haven't figured out who has the tattoo of the lady on their left arm. I need to figure out which memory that is. There's going to be exactly one memory where that is clearly visible. Let's see what's down here. Oh my goodness. I appear to have made a wrong assumption about the order of events down here. Wait. Yeah, okay. You were knifed by someone else entirely. And who are you? Show me on the... Okay, right here. You're with the midshipmen. Yeah, this is not... this is a very different order of events than what I had thought. Yeah, the fourth mate came in and helped. God, just a big series of murders happening down here. Okay, I would like to be able to figure out which of the midshipmen you are. That would be very helpful if I could figure that out. You got stabbed. And then you started crawling this way, so... Let's take a look. At what everyone was saying. The name was not said, but we do know that this person was talking about Pete. Pulled back and tried to save him. Who is Pete? I'm looking at first names at first. Peter Milroy. Well, okay, if you're not Peter Milroy, then you are definitely the other one. Okay. I need one more fates to hopefully confirm what happened, that I'm right about those. 2. Okay, now, can we figure out who stabbed Paul Moss? That was right here. You were stabbed by that guy. Okay, let's go find the escape part 2. If we can figure that out, that could confirm that we're right about the midshipmen. There's the exit. So you are... Perfect.
Last one. Move quick.
You'll not take the last punch!
You're calling out, actually. Dialogue. Paul, look out. Yeah, that does make you into Paul. For sure. You know Paul by name. That does not give me enough info. I don't know how we would get the info to figure out which of the passengers is which. We know down to just between the two of them. Okay, that was a good guess. Fair enough. Alright, that should put us at halfway.
I love it when just guessing gets you the right answer.
I mean, we had it down to, we knew it was one of two. I'm just not sure how to figure it out down from there. There's probably a hint somewhere. There's not really too much reason not to at least use what I know. Let the game tell me the rest. At the very least, the passengers are all dealt with. Okay, what happened to the surgeons, mate? There you are. Disappeared in the doom. I guess let's take a look at your last memory then. Most likely, you fell overboard. But let's first actually go take a look, a proper look. So the Doom Part 7 on the top deck. This one? Or this one? No, this one. No. Yes? No, this one. I could have checked the book. Nope, that's murder. Okay.
Hello? Who is there? Who is that? Is someone hurt?
No, you were executed. This one? No. This one? Okay, you two died together. Oh, it's my... Over here? Where? This body? Okay. Oh, we got several people. Ooh. Yeah, that would in fact be a lot of people dying. Okay, how many people are in this memory? 12. Well, 13 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. I think we can reasonably say, and it did kind of look like his face. Drowned by a beast. Who else last appeared in this memory out of these? Let's see. Disappeared in part 7? Yeah, fell overboard. Pretty confident on that. Drowned by the beast. We're looking for one more who last appeared in this memory. Wait, actually, double checking that I can't find him elsewhere. No. 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 Yeah, okay, so. I want to see last memory. 6, so not here. How about you? Last memory. Is here. Just to be sure, I don't see them anywhere else. No. 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 Okay, yeah. They are one of the ones who fell overboard then. We saw you alive. What's your last memory? 8, so you're still alive at this point. I'm pretty sure I just saw you. Yeah. Yeah, that's you. Okay. So we know those 3 fell overboard and were drowned by the beasts. You appeared in part 8, so I guess that'll be the next thing we look at. And that is Abigail. Okay. I sure wonder what happened to the helmsman. Probably. How do we want to put this? Probably drowned by the beast, honestly. There's the 2 passengers. Your pulse. You were ripped in half. Horrifying. Drowned by the bees seems a reasonable conclusion for basically all these people. It's just better to be safe than sorry. Oh my god, I had his identity right.
Ta-da.
Oh, that's 1 of 4. That's 1 of 4, the Chinese topman. Holy crap. Oh! I saw one of those not get filled in.
I mean, you didn't get one of them right.
Yeah. That likely means you are not the surgeon's mate. And I believe I deduced that from you being next to the surgeon. Which seemed a reasonable assumption, but is apparently incorrect. Okay, so over here we have the second, first mate, captain, third mate. How about the stewards? Third mate, steward, first mate, steward, don't know you, don't know you, don't know you. So these 4 are all in extremely similar clothing. So they're likely all stewards of the captain and the first 3 mates. We got first mate, steward. So second and third or second and third. What we need to figure out is who do they often hang out with? So let's start with you. You are here with the captain and the first mate. But we already have the first mate steward. You are here with these 2. Okay, that's not ideal. It's not helping us narrow it down. Again, not with... Oh, you are with the first mate again. With the first mate again. Let's just checking which chapter that was in. First mate again, and third mate. None of them. All of them. So it seems most likely that that is the first mate steward, just based on usually being with the first mate, if anyone. But we've already determined Paul to be someone else, by someone literally referring to them by name. So this is not working. I am confident that's a steward just by the similar clothing to the other stewards. Uniforms are very important. So, next best would be to figure out who you are. So who do you tend to hang out with? Let's see. All of them? Second mate? Second mate again. Okay. Second mate again. Second mate again. Same chapter, so I suppose it's not too unreasonable. Oh! And this was during the calling when they were trying to escape by boat with the treasure. So yeah, this is definitely the second mate steward then. I'm confident about that. You disappeared in this memory. So I want to go double check to be certain. But you probably were drowned by the beasts. We want part 4. There we go. That gets us back to part 3. No, wait. That's part 2.
Keep rowing!
Well, shoot.
Where is it? There! Something there!
I see it!
Let's try that again. I want to get to part 3. Okay, so you're not going to take me to part 3. Who is going to take me to part 3? You. You're still on the boat. So...
Alright, you're still breathing? Can you rope? Nichols, sir, shoot the... For God's sake!
Looked like strangled by It Bang's shot. It looks like strangled. Oh, no. That's a knife. There's a knife there. Yeah, you're getting knifed to the neck. Okay, what else do we have? Speared by a beast. Drowned by a beast. Speared by a beast. Clawed. Alright, what else is there in here we can take a look at? No other fates other than, like, figuring out names. So let's hop out of here. Okay, now that I am confident about you... So we got first, third, second mate stewards. Possibly the ship's steward in general? I can't tell what nationality you're supposed to be. But you are in steward clothing, which I'm very confident about that. It's the same exact uniform.
Oh, looks like we're getting hit with ads.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm just gonna let them keep going, since this is a lot of just trying to deduce things. We know you were drowned. Who else is in the picture near you? Surgeon's mate makes the most sense. You're with the surgeon. Let's see. Let's take a look at your memories. Who do you often appear with? Nothing useful there. Surgeon. Surgeon again. Surgeon again. Yeah, I think that is the surgeon's mate, so I have the fate wrong, which is weird. Usually it's pretty generous about the fates of people. Third mate. You're not in the same steward outfit, though. I am reasonably confident that that's the surgeon's mate, so I guess we need to figure out what actually happened to them. So we need to go back to your memory. This one? Okay. So something I am recalling from the first time I played this game is I'm pretty sure you're supposed to identify this guy by his tattoos. He has very unique tattoos. So he's likely the only person from the country he's from. And looking at it, the options are probably not France. I don't think France has tattoos like that. Probably not Scotland. Not China, since there's multiple. Not Scotland, not England. Not Russia. So if we're looking at just places where there's only one person from, I guess we could say France is on the list. Persia, New Guinea, India, Sierra Leone. I want to say this is Maba. Unfortunately, I do not know enough about those tattoos to say if I'm correct on that. But I do remember that the tattoos are how you're supposed to identify him. 43. And that did not fill things in, so there's either when we have two filled in or we've got info wrong. What did happen to the third mate? We've got 1, 2, 3, 3 filled in, so it's likely 1 is wrong. We know 36 has the cutlass, and 36 is from Persia. So we can take Persia off the list because this guy, I think, has just one of those traditional, like, straight swords from what we've seen of him in other scenes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Maba. I don't like that I'm deducing off memory, but I do remember the tattoos are how you're supposed to get his identity. When did you last appear? Let's figure out what happened to you. last appeared in part 8 of the Doom. Oh. Okay. Yeah, there's a couple fates we're not supposed to figure out. Because they're saved for when we unlock the bargain. And since he's not listed as disappearing in the Doom or dying in the Doom... and he doesn't have an option to fill in his fate, we can't do anything with that. Surprised it doesn't let me pick out this guy's identity by hovering over him. Okay, so what can we start figuring out then? We're over halfway through, so it should start to get a little bit easier to figure out identities. Are there any allegedly easy identities we can work on to try and narrow it down? You again, it's... Apparently you're easy, I just don't know what the hint is. I guess since you're marked as easy, that we might as well just work on you. Let's just go memory by memory. So that is... Soldiers of the Sea Part 2 it was. Perfect.
What is it?
Mob is the topman. So you're hanging out with... Presumably these are all topmen you're hanging out with. You don't have a cutlass, so you're not Omid. You're not one of the Chinese topmen. You... Alright, is there any dialogue here? No, nothing useful. Alright, let's go back. Next up... the body laying on top of this. Got it. Probably not going to be able to see. Hello there! Welcome to the stream. We are at 33 fates, was it?
Judging by the graphic, it looks like we're about like 2/3.
Oh, we might be at 36 then. We're getting there. So we're at the point where we are struggling through to figure out who's who is the big issue. Okay, so yeah, we're too high up for this. And again, I still have not seen the person with the tattoo of the woman on their left arm. If I can find that, that is an extremely easy identity. I just can't find who it is in any of the memories. Okay, next back is the gun deck between the stairs at the front of the ship. I would prefer none, ideally. Since there are so many memories, I will accept his advice of a good memory to take a look at. Not for, don't like say for any particular person or fate, just like a memory that might have something I've overlooked. I know the Chinese top men are the hardest part of the game. I'm saving them for last. And I know that you're supposed to use the tags and shoes to figure it out. I just want to put that off as long as possible. Okay, so we are looking for... No. Not you. You died here. Okay. Weird, right. Nope, that's Peter Mulway again. We're looking for... this guy. Who are you, by chance? We do have you identified. I think. Pretty sure we've got these two identified, yeah. No, midshipman, and you're gonna be the other. Come on. Yeah, that's what I thought. Where's the guy we're looking for? Is he hanging off to the side somewhere? Is he maybe upstairs watching? Oh, we can slip through. Nice. Okay, that lets us take a look up here. Perfect. Okay. What all do we have over here? Gunner's mate. Gunner, makes sense. Third mate. First mate. Captain, yeah. Okay. We've got a bunch of stuff happening over here. Oh my god. Oh my god, wait. Oh, you're not even close to the surgeon on the pictures. But if you're hanging out with the surgeon here giving medical attention, it makes sense that you would be the surgeon's mate. I'm still not certain about that. But that might be why we've been having trouble with you. Bitter Cold Part 1 and Doom Part 1. Fair enough. I will take that. Oh my god, I never noticed this guy's shadow before. That's funny. Yep, that's the frickin' tags. And let me guess, Doom Part 1 is going to be the artist? No, that's Lars Lind. Oh, interesting. I hadn't considered going back to this one. That is a good hint. That's perfect. Yeah, I like the idea of hints on which memories would be good to look at. That feels reasonably balanced.
Let me on. Over my dead body, you bloody day. Huh? How's that?
There's no cause for trouble, boys.
Wait a minute.
Before I forget, you killed my brother. What? That was an
What are you holding?
No probes.
Okay, I just had a thought. I'm going all the way back to the letter. Henry Evans. What are you holding? Have I confirmed Henry Evans to be someone else already? Am I misidentifying what he's holding? Okay, who have I identified?
Sorry about that.
What's up?
Oh, I sneezed. I guess it didn't come through.
Okay, no, we've confirmed Henry Evans to be alive in Africa. And you're not here. Okay, so I'm misidentifying. So that is not the book we're working through then. Got it, but also this would probably be a little bit early. So, fair enough. Okay, then who are you? We have a purser on board. What I want to find out is, what the heck are you holding? You have rather unique clothes in general, so you are in a special position, I want to say. Okay, fair enough. Special position, holding a big fancy book, probably like some sort of... Okay. Okay, and yeah, you are supposed to identify him as Maba from New Guinea from his tattoos. Okay, I don't like that I relied on memory for Maba, but... Because, for people who are watching me, didn't watch the first part, I played this game originally, like, over 5 years ago, and almost all my memories of the game have faded. I figured I'm probably not going to get too many more memories fading at this point, so I kind of wanted to play it again. Okay, so that's done. That was a low difficulty identity. Hello, Autumn. We're getting there. We are getting ever closer to... Oh, we still gotta figure out this guy! Okay. We've already figured out... Lars Lynn was clubbed... Wait. Clubbed by N. Peters. Why don't we have you marked as N. Peters? We know that for sure. Why did we not have that marked? Oh my goodness. Still don't know who you are. Out of the people I haven't pinned down, let's see. We've got a couple of guesses. If I could find that cutlass, I need to find who has that cutlass. That will tell me who Omid is. Murder Part 2. Yeah, agreed. It is extremely impolite that people weren't wearing name tags when they died. Best we've got is they have a number tag on their bed, and then they're tucked in so tight you can't even see anything. Murder Part 1. Oh, Murder Part 2, my bad.
Can't believe 18th century ship crew don't have name tags.
I know! Extremely impolite. Okay. Right, this is the photo.
Of the murder of Nunzio Pasquale.
And for some reason the artist thought, oh yeah, no, this is just an iconic scene. I need to paint all this. Okay, we've got a lot of people hanging out here. This is the photos.
I sentence you to death by firing line.
I guess the key thing here would be to look at people's relations with each other.
Right, sir. Ready, men.
Especially since we can go up to them in person. Got... You're both top men. You are a seaman. Probably a seaman. 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 Okay. You're probably a seaman. Do we have any remaining? Several. You... To me, you look English. So, either Alexander Booth or George Shirley. That's not ideal. I can at the very least mark you as an unknown seaman. I guess you could also be Russian. I see a little bit of Russian in there. Who else do we have around here? They just let the chicken roam free. Fair enough. Where's it gonna go? You're whispering to... Yeah, that makes sense because this is steward of the second mate. Yeah, we already have most of this just from... We have most of everyone's relationships to each other from this, just from looking at the painting. I guess we don't have you. I guess this would also be a good place to look for the cutlass since there's so many people here. Though would they have it on hand at this point, or would they leave it down with their stuff? Not seeing a cutlass on anyone. Posture check. All right. I'm sitting up straight. You won't find a slouch on me. Okay, what else was I looking for? Cutlass, pipe. The other thing was someone has a pipe and satchel. I can find someone smoking a pipe. I don't... I do not blame you. Don't look, don't listen. It is a gruesome thing happening. I guess the last thing we could look for is... Does anyone here have that goddamn tattoo? I think it was left arm tattoo of a lady in a dress. Y'all need to learn to stop wearing sleeves so I can look at your tattoos if you have any. Really, it's just so impolite that these people from like 300 years ago didn't make my life easier by dressing in a way that is functionally helpful for my investigation. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing much. We didn't make no progress. We were able to, like... We have a reasonable assumption that that fourth person in the lineup is one of the remaining seamen. True, it is like they weren't expecting to be part of a grisly mass slaughter or something, involving krakens and crab monsters. I will be honest, both of these guys look Russian to me. And we have two Russian seamen we haven't identified and one Russian topman. So I want to avoid guess and check wherever possible, but and hello, Catgirl Real. Welcome to the stream. We are just trying to figure out the last set of people's identities. We're down to, I think we've got like 39 of the fates solved. So we're getting there. It's the topmen and the seamen that are giving us issues. They're so.
Where there are so many jokes I could be making right now, but I am not.
I know. I hate that that's what it's called.
Top men. Heh heh heh.
That is not where I thought you were going, but that makes it funnier. Alright, you know what? We're just gonna start going through random memories, seeing if we notice anything that lines up with the information that we have. Looking for a pipe, a cutlass, and a tattoo of a lady in a dress. And imagine, if it wasn't blacked out over here we would find a dead man who died shitting his pants.
He died doing what he loved, shitting.
Thank you for having your arm in fucking shadow so I can't confirm. God, these people are so rude. Die in a way that's convenient to me. Alright, let's try another memory.
Dying people have no thoughts for insurance agents.
God, we are playing for an insurance agency, aren't we?
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. So you had a bad day. Hello again, Mappa.
Wouldn't this be more of an what you say moment?
I mean, are they not having a really bad day?
Yeah, but when you have a bad day, you sing a sad song just to turn it around. I don't think
fair.
this is getting turned around.
That's fair.
Because technically, what you say is for when you get shot.
I suppose it's not too late to blame every remaining death on the captain. I won't, but it's not too late to do that. Okay, I want to go down and check on the guy that died, like, way back in a crevice. Because they got sniped by the damn beasts. No, that was up a floor. That was up a floor. Wasn't it? Yeah, that was over here. Okay, you got spikes. So what the hell were you doing back here? I guess let's see if we can circle around and... Oh god, can't get out of here. We're trapped! We're trapped! I want to see if I can circle around and see who fired. You. You're the one who fired, but I can't get a lock on you from here. Why won't it let me get a lock on you from here to figure out who you even are? I'm too far away for this! Have fun with your near Cutlass! 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 There you are! God damn it, it won't let me... Okay, Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I've got 2 people right here. I'm gonna take a picture of the relative locations. I'm gonna go to the other body from this incident. And hopefully that other body will give me what I need.
I've got you. Don't move. I'll get you down.
You're not gonna let me go all the way over here, are you? Rude. Okay, who do we have here? Bosun. Carpenter. Where'd the guy with the cutlass go? Damn it! You know what? I could use this. There you are. Don't know what happened to him. Disappeared in the doom. Okay. What was your final memory? Part 6. Top floor, northeast. When a man exploded. Okay, that is the Doom Part 6. I'll come back for the guy with the gun later. I think. Okay. Soldiers of the Sea Part 8. Let me write that down. And the Doom Part 6, I think it was we were going to? It was a man getting blown up. Yes. Probably what happened is they fell off and drowned, but... Yeah, they fell off and drowned. Okay, that's locked in. Just gotta find enough correct ones that we can have that absolutely confirmed, but there's no way I'm wrong on that. Same hat as the guy we saw downstairs, and the guy downstairs had the cutlass, and we know the cutlass was 36, so we know that guy is number 36. Okay. So, next was Soldiers of the Sea Part 8. That is the bosun's store down on the bottom floor. This is not giving us the info I was hoping for. I can't even see what... Okay. What we wanted to find was who shot you. I guess we go back to that memory then? See if we can't narrow things down a little bit. We've got most of the identities of the people in that scene confirmed. So we should be able to narrow it down. Hello! Who's joining us?
I am.
Hello, Ori.
Yellow.
How's boat game?
Boat game is boating. We've got like
Monochromatic.
we've got like 9 more fates confirmed so far.
Oh, nice.
We are getting there. I remembered who Maba was. I remembered that you were supposed to identify him by his tattoos, and I don't like identifying by memory of the first time playing this game like 5 years ago, but... Oh, it's... Okay!
That's kind of the problem with revisiting a game like this, where the entire point is figuring out what's going on, because if you've done it before, you kind of already know what's going on, and boom, there goes the entire challenge of the game.
Yeah.
You just have to forget completely.
I forgot, like, most of the game, thankfully. And with Maba, I know you're supposed to identify him by the tattoos, and I know that I don't know enough about New Guinea tattoos to be able to identify that myself, so I'm fine with going off memory.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I mean, like,
it's this guy. So... Zungi killed by... let's see. Bald guy at bottom of execution photo. That's my note to myself. Once I figure out his name, I can figure out who killed Zungi.
Yeah, you just have to raise your special defense by 2 stages, and then you can play the game again.
I have forgotten enough that the majority of this game I am rediscovering, so I'm still enjoying it. I'm just a little bit... I wish I could forget everything. It's one of those games where you really wish you could forget everything about it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I guess since I'm here, and I don't know if I've actually, like, nudged you about it. Did you look at that, at the game I recommended last week?
I took a peek at it. I think I added it to my Steam wish list. I think.
Okay.
Let's see. Seaman. So you're probably a Seaman. Since we know people tend to group together with people in their own station on this boat. We did figure out who the two passengers were by guess and check, which is unfortunate, but I don't think there was... if there's a hint somewhere about which one is which, I don't know where it is. And, like, we know they're both passengers, and there were only those two passengers left, so... I think this is the surgeon's mate, based on what we saw in another scene where he was helping the surgeon do some medical attention. These are all going to be topmen, I think. Oh, I actually never clicked this before. Oh, it's just review of what we've already been taught. Fair enough. Okay, what else can we figure out? I'm pretty sure this is the ship steward, because all the other stewards are accounted for, and this guy's in steward clothing.
I mean, that would make sense if all the other ones are accounted for.
Oh, the one named Miss doesn't have a wedding ring. That's subtle. Thank you. That's actually good to know. I just wish I had thought of that beforehand. Yeah, like, this game's got really, really good, like, you need to pay very close attention to those small details. I love that. Yeah. I'm just also not good enough to be able to do that perfectly, and that's fine.
Yeah, and there's also why, like, there's a bunch of ways to solve most of the crew members / passengers.
Oh, I did get one of the Chinese topmen. I was able to find they were sitting next to their hammock, so I was able to deduce from that.
Okay.
They were playing cards with someone, I think, while the artist was getting I want to say shat on, but that's not correct. He was dying while shitting.
He was having a poop disaster.
Yeah. But yeah, it was... Yeah, this guy is next to number 41. So he's number 41.
Okay.
I tried to identify this guy, but the number puts him as one of the Chinese topmen, but he doesn't look like how this game typically portrays Chinese people. I could be wrong. I am notoriously bad with faces. And this is not exactly a game where it's easy to identify faces given the whole monochromatic art style.
Yeah.
So I could be wrong on that, but
You can't see the number on that hammock, can you?
No, but I was able to find this hammock in the other memory with tags and identify which hammock this was from that.
Okay.
Okay, so who is all in the scene? You already dealt with. Already dealt with basically all of you. Don't know who stabbed Paul Moss. Oh, that said...
Famous name, Shotgun unknown. Last, first, middle name.
Your hammock is with another top man, so I can probably at least conclude that. Another, like, passive fear I've been having is, what if they move their hammocks around? But, like, 90% of the hammocks have not been moved around between scenes, so probably not something to actually worry about.
That also seems...
mean.
A little too mean, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Yeah,
got a
one
bot.
sec, I think I can.
You got it? All right.
I need to actually turn on mod view. Forgot.
Oh shoot! Hold on.
I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Who is 43? That's... I keep doing that. 43 is... Maba. Okay, so Maba's taking a nap here. Fair enough. 44 is Lewis Walker. Is also asleep. 45, Leonid Volkov. Oh my god. Oh, if I just had a... I'm not going to be happy if I'm right about this. Okay, so this is the artist dying. How many unnamed people are... One. Okay. Yeah, Maba's listed as present. Okay. So here's something I can do. I can cross-reference who is in this scene but not visible against what other scenes are they in where they are visible. Okay, I hate that. And I can also cross-reference that against their tags. So 44. Shoot. Let's see, we got 44. We know 43 is Maba. I'm gonna list down all the tags that we see here where people are in the hammock. This guy's upstairs. I just saw him, so he left his cutlass behind. The X is present. 56 is present. 57 is not. Actually, that's useful info too. Who's not present in the scene? 36, I know is upstairs. 48 and 49 are not. Actually, that might not be useful because they could just be somewhere else in the scene at the moment. And I might not have any way of knowing. 45 is present. So, let's see. We've seen you. Let's go back to the start of the book. We're on the Doom Part 2. I want to write down the names of these people. So, 44 is Lewis Walker. 43 is Maba. 45 is Leonid Volkov. 56 is Henry Brennan. Okay, so you're accounted for because I've already identified you. And then we can't identify the X. But what we can do is take another look at this page. Whaley, we've seen. Henry Brennan's accounted for. These two are accounted for. They're walking past. These three are definitely not the people in the beds. So, out of the 3 unidentified people in the beds, we've got You're upstairs. You're accounted for. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Crap. Who of these can I see if I take a look around? Okay, there's those 2. Okay. So, you're accounted for. 1, 2, 3. Correspond with our Leonid Volkov, Lewis Walker, and our unknown X. Don't know if that's even close to enough info. The midshipman and the seaman. I guess what I can do is take pictures of each and hope that I'm able to remember. I think this will be useful eventually, but I think I need to go work on something else. Oh, I can cross-reference against the other memory that has the X tag in it. That's what I can do next, and if that doesn't help me narrow down that third person, then I will have to move on to some other idea for what to work on next for deducing. So, let's see. Duh, the X is right over here. X is you. Okay. So we definitely know the X is you. That is helpful. Also, I can remove that bookmark now, I'm realizing. This is one of the guys on my list. So this is either Leonid Volkov or Lewis Walker. Are we talking about 6 right answers in terms of the ways they died? I'm assuming. I am aware of that. I am definitely aware you can blame every single death on the captain for an achievement. Yeah, that's really funny. I was aware that there were multiple right answers, but one guy having 6 is really funny. So you are present in this scene. Yeah, this, I cannot find where 37 is. I need to find that damn tattoo. Timothy Buteman's. Oh my god, that's right arm. Why did I keep thinking left? Okay. Well, that changes things a little bit. So... right arm with the tattoo and looking for the pipe and or satchel. 51. Yeah, I've already pinned you down. I will take any thoughts that aren't answers. Like, if you don't know an answer, but you have a thought on where to look. Or if you have a hint on, like, a memory that might be a good source of info. I will take that, just because this ship is so big and I don't want to be here literally forever. Is there anything in here? No. Which names are left? Fair enough. I'll just go ahead and scroll through the list. I think I know who Abraham Akbar is. I think Abraham Akbar is number 52, or is the X. Because he's, like, everyone else he is paired with in that scene is from India. Literally everyone else with a hammock in his little section is from India. He's paired with them. That seems the logical conclusion. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Like, at this point, like, he's with them. They're grouping them on the ship for a reason. Getting closer and closer. But yeah, I'll go ahead and scroll through the names again. Okay, I'm wrong on who the surgeon's mate is again. Fair enough. I had a feeling I was, but it seems like a reasonable guess with what I had. Yeah, I'm getting down to the last few, which is making it harder and harder. I suppose a next option would be go through the things I have partially filled in and look for, like, is there anyone I recognize who their killer is now that I have a lot more names confirmed. So let's flip through the book real quick and see if there's anything I can do along those lines. I'm pretty sure I can say you're a topman with who you tend to get paired with. I suppose these two do look like they could be Russian. I'm not confident enough to say that, and there's too many options for Russian crewmates remaining. Right, we still don't know who that is yet.
I have a thought about one of them, if you would like to hear it.
I would
Specific-
like to hear a thought.
Okay. If you go back a while, I forget where exactly it was. No, sorry, you just scrolled past it. The electrocuted one.
Yes, that is one of the Chinese top men, I believe.
Okay, yeah. You just have him listed as unknown soul and not as a topman.
Ah, fair
So I
enough.
was like, he is up in the rigging.
Yeah, he is one of the top men.
Yeah.
Chapter 4 would be a good place to look. Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna keep going through real quick just to see if there's anyone else who was like straight up killed that I can take a look at real quick. This one. This one. So chapter 9 we can take a look at. So chapter 9 and then chapter 4 is how I'm going to do this.
Sayed? Sayed Uto.
Oh, well, I can fill that in really easy.
Yeah.
That was Jane Bird, I think it was?
I think it was Emily Jackson.
Oh, it was Emily Jackson. Okay, we know that. No tattoo on the right arm.
Last one. Move. Quick.
Okay, if we can figure out who you are, that gives us immediately 2 more fates. Okay, no names that would be helpful were said in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're getting close to being able to finish off chapter 9. So let's go take a look at chapter 4. Okay, yep, fair enough. We'll start from the left body and make our way right. You honestly deserved it.
Wait! Don't shoot! I have treasure! I yield! Hold your fire!
I've also got this boat back here. Your fate's already confirmed. There's that damn glowy shell. Okay. Let's see. We are in part 6, so part 5 is next. We'll hop back. It's not glowing very bright in this one. So next is part 4. Wait a minute. Okay, satchel, but I don't see a pipe. So the only person here who we don't know is you. We don't know your identity. So we're on part 4. Part 3 would be you.
You're still breathing? Can you roll? Nichols, sir, shoot them for God's sake!
Yeah, you're long dead at this point. I guess we can take a look at Nichols shoot them. I think that's referring to... Yeah, this bastard. Yeah, you were drowned. I don't really see any way to identify you here. You've already been figured out. Let's take another look at...
Yeah, this guy, there is a pipe.
Oh? Where's the...
And the guy falling overboard, it's like falling out of his mouth.
Oh shit, you're right! Oh, I completely glanced over that. Okay. There we go. Thank God, finally got that pipe. Okay, that's 47 Euro Alexei Toporov then. Okay, thank you. I completely glanced over that. Okay, so we've got you. Nothing new we can get from you. Nothing new we can get from you. Still, I don't see any way to identify you. I don't see any personal belongings around here. Okay. Okay, so we're on part 3 or 2. 2, because we're watching you die. You've already died. Okay. Let's go around so we actually have the watch out. Come on, watch. Dude, work with me. There you go.
Keep rowing!
Where is it? There! Something there!
I see it!
Give us a weapon! Shoot it! My kid eye!
Pick up the oars and row, you fools!
Not... Are we down to one Russian guy left?
I think you might be.
It is hard for me to tell what nationality some people are supposed to be in this game.
Mm-hmm. I think the accents are kind of a important part of that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. I know Leonid Volkov, our last... we've got 2 Russians left.
Oh shit, you do.
Leonid Volkov was in the scene, one of the other scenes, with the tags, sleeping. And that was not this guy. This guy was not present, so he's not Leonid Volkov. But
Shit. We are on ad break right now.
I'm not too worried about it, honestly.
Fair enough. Just
Especially since we are in a very much like a slow, trying to deduce everything step by step part of the game.
yeah, just wanted to like make sure that you were
thank
clear.
you. This guy, we don't... Is there a way to get it to replay the audio? I guess by revisiting the memory.
I think you have to revisit the memory.
If I can hear a Russian accent in this scene, then I'm pretty sure that makes this guy Alarkis Nikishin.
That makes sense.
Because, like, visually, he kind of makes me think, like, how this game tries to portray Russian characters. But I'm not sufficiently confident to, like, say that. No, not early enough.
Oleg, you still breathing? Can you roll? Nichols, sir, shoot them for God's sake!
No, not early enough. This one, I think. No, that's too early. Crap. Okay. Well, they're still alive in this scene, so.
Keep course due east. You'll reach the Canaries in 3 days. You packed enough stores?
Aye, sir. Checked and loaded them myself.
Good. Stay quiet and alert. If the wind picks up, we've no chance against the Obra Dinn.
休假，你玩抓不？
我冇问题，但是伊来想啊，绝对袂当互伊落去水底。
那是遐个怪物出现，你绝对卖起来。
Aye, shut it up.
They say strange things about monsters.
Okay, so that's the guy who was talking at the end there. I couldn't tell what accent that was intended to be. I'm not good at recognizing accents. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna commit to this guy being a Larkus for now. And if I'm wrong, and we'll figure it out next time we get confirmed fates. I know you're not the surgeon's mate. That's already been deconfirmed. I'm going to refresh myself on where Sierra Leone is real quick. West Africa. Okay, that's what I thought. maybe if I am looking for right arm, we'll have to look for people with right arm exposed. Yeah, the tattoo would probably be our next best lead at this point, since it is an identifying feature. But frickin' everyone here has long sleeves! Fuck it, I'm just gonna go to that scene directly in person.
Hokseng Lao, you have been
Alright,
found
right
guilty by
arms,
self-confession
tattoo.
of the murder of Nunzio Pasquale.
等下嘞，伊把账交代起。
Quiet.
As captain of this ship, and by the authority of the East India Company, and thus the Crown of England, I sentence you to death by firing line.
That is an exposed right arm, but it is not.
Mr. Wolf, when you are ready.
Right, sir. Ready, men. Aim. Fire.
Nothing. Nothing. You covered your arm, jerk. And we already know who you are. Okay, I'm not having a lot of luck here. Let me take one more look at... And the tattoo is on... Let me check my photos. Did I seriously not write down or take a picture? Oh, no. Number 37. Timothy Buteman is a topman. No, I think that's just shading.
Sorry, what were you saying is just shading?
Oh, on this guy's right arm, it kind of looked like it could be a tattoo, but no, the angle's wrong and it looks more like it's shading the inside of the elbow.
Yeah, I think that's shading. To be fair, I don't remember exactly what the tattoo looks like, but
I will send you this picture I took on Discord.
all right.
Okay. And I think it's this one. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, it's that tattoo. It's a lady in a dress. On
Okay, yeah, that definitely is not.
Yeah, no. Well, it's just with the art style in this game. Sometimes it can definitely be a little on the vague side where it's like, was this intended to look different than it does? It's a very neat art style, but it is definitely making things a bit more obtuse than I would prefer.
A little, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really looking at the screen because honestly, the art make my eyes hurty.
That is super fair. No, that his arm is looks like his arm is exposed, but it's completely.
Have a good break, Autumn.
All right, talk to you later, Autumn. Yeah, a fear I have is, what if I have to look at who has an exposed arm and doesn't have the tattoo? Okay, it's not any of these people. Narrow it down to like 1 or 2 people who it could be.
I mean...
Oh my god, the monkey is on the goat.
Oh fuck, look at him go. But yeah, I don't know if that is like the only way
Yeah,
to solve the tattoo mystery, but you definitely could do that, and I think it would,
That's horrifying.
Lilypuff and Luna says, they think Murder Part 3 has a lead.
Awesome. Yeah, I will continue to take hints on what memories would be good to look at, just because there's so many memories. Oh, that's hanging outside the window. Okay. Just because there's so many memories and we don't want to be stuck here literally all day. So those kind of hints help. Because that still leaves plenty of room for me to actually figure out what is the solution to each puzzle. Here we go.
There are a lot of memories, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure if I went through it very systematically, memory by memory, I could figure everything out. Or almost everything out. But, like, we don't want to be here literally all day. You? There it is. Found the tattoo.
Yup.
Yep. Okay, there is another 3 done and dusted. We are 3/4 through the fates.
Give it up.
Oh. And that confirmed I was right about this guy. Good to know. I'm pretty confident you're Leonid Volkov at this point. Okay, so I very much need to figure out who this guy is. And unfortunately, I think I remembered his name. But I'm not sure how you deduce that. But I do remember a quote. Okay. This is kind of gonna spoil who I think this guy is. But looking through the list, I see 1, one person from France, and I remember somebody mentioning,
Where's my Frenchman?
yes, I remember that quote. So I need to figure out which memory that is. And I think that'll let me then deduce that guy's identity. I'm pretty sure it's Charles Minor. Wait. Charlie. Okay, so that's a different guy. It's not here.
Yeah, it's not in the open sea. This death is like inside the boat.
Yeah.
I remember that much.
Yeah. At the very least, if I'm wrong about that being Charles Minor, I do remember Where's My Frenchman and there's one guy from France. So at the very least, I can figure out who Charles Minor is from that, even if I am incorrect on who he is.
I also don't think it's in
Yeah, I
in
do.
Soldiers of the Sea.
I don't think so either. I'm trying to be thorough though. Yep. The one after the Kraken. So that would be in not 8, but 9. There it is. So that,
So the bosun is asking where his Frenchman is.
and that Charles Minor is the bosun's mate, was it? Because that would make sense.
Certainly would.
Yes. Okay. There. Okay, you're asking where he is. You're the fourth mate. You're the gunner's mate.
Where is my Frenchman?
The squid's gone. Your mate was torn apart.
You're the captain. No, first mate. I think captain.
How did you get it?
We did it. It left with the storm. Captain came up the hole. Said he changed it up. You should rest.
Well, shoot. I don't see any unidentified people here.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a problem for this.
Can you pull the transcript of that scene back up?
Yeah. Your
Okay,
mate was
so-
torn apart.
Mm-hmm.
Your mate was torn apart. Okay. That's not good for him, but that does... So...
That does tell you that the bosun's mate, Charles Minor,
was torn apart.
by a terrible beast.
Likely by the Kraken. The squid's gone, your mate was torn... Okay, so by the Kraken.
Yeah.
And also that hint is what tells us that this is the bosun. Okay, so now we want to go back to find... If I'm right... Let's find the last memory they appeared. That is through Abigail. So we just need to find someone who we have not identified who was torn apart during that chapter. By the squid. Okay, so he is here, but we don't see what happened to him. So let's see. Who is here that is not identified and could be the bosun's mates? Okay, bosun's standing apart from his mate no matter what in this image. Okay, so out of all the people in the scene, you're a topman, you're passengers, you're the helmsman, steward, third mate, gunner's mate, bosun, topman. You're unidentified. So you're candidate number 1 to be Charles Minor.
Mm-hmm.
Continuing to look at people who have not been identified. This is also a potential candidate, but you were drowned, not torn apart. So no, it's not you. So again, you are still candidate number 1. You are not there. Okay. So, process of elimination. This is the only guy who really can be Charles Minor, because this guy was drowned, not torn apart. And everyone else we have identified. So this has to be Charles Minor, so I am correct on that. And you were torn apart by Beastie. Okay. So, we have your identity. And I think
Thinking is good.
yeah, thinking is good. Yes, you, I think, were shot by him. If I remember correctly. Yes!
Well done.
3 more. Charles Minor confirmed. All right, closing in on the end. Look at those gaps fill. Okay. Third mate, we can't fill in. Surgeon's mate, have not identified. Don't know what happened to the Captain Steward, Paul Moss. We should go track down Paul Moss because we have so many people identified now, it's highly likely we know who killed them. So... Perish and Escape Part 2. That's up there. I am curious. If we have identified them already, who's the person who has 6 valid deaths? I'm very curious about that because that's really funny.
Last one. Move.
Leonid Volkov. There we go. Okay, that's another fate done. We need 2 more confirmed to fill in the next set. George Shirley. Right near the bottom. That's funny. I can't wait to find out what happened to them. Okay, let's see. What do we not know yet? I fear we're going to have to start working on the 4 Chinese topmen very soon.
That will probably have to be the case.
Yeah. So, only thing we're missing here is you. Really, there's only 2 people this could be. 42 or 44. 44 I have written down. Because I don't think this is one of the Chinese topmen.
Gotcha. Yeah, okay. I have remembered who George Shirley is. 6 valid deaths totally makes sense.
Okay. So this is not... It is not Lewis Walker. Because I have the pictures of the 3 people Lewis Walker could be, and this guy's none of them. So this is Nicholas Botterill, because he is not one of the Chinese topmen, and he is a topman. I forget where I have identified. That's why I've identified that. Okay, so I need one more correct to confirm what I have so far. Getting your identity would be very nice. Oh, right. There is one character from Sierra Leone, which is in West Africa.
Mm-hmm.
You look like you could be that guy. Maybe not, or maybe I have something else wrong. Okay, let's keep going. Next time we get confirmed deaths, we'll be able to tell what we have wrong. You are still apparently really easy to identify. Let's see. I have you written down as probably a topman. You're not in my list, so you're not 44. So you might not be a topman after all. Though you are sitting with other topmen. I could also always be wrong about that guy who I think is Nicholas Botterill. I could be mistakenly assuming he's a topman because he's sitting up there, but he could just be up there for the purpose of the execution, so... There we go. So the other guy's not a topman. I made a wrong assumption there. Finally at the point where there's so few identities left, we could really start to get it by process of elimination.
Always a good time.
So who could you have been? Our list is getting so short.
Can you take a look at this guy and his picture, his place in the picture?
Yeah, this is the guy who I mistakenly thought was a topman because he was sitting kind of like on this. But no, I think he's just there for the purpose of the photo for the execution.
Yeah, I think yeah.
So he is Not one of the top men. He's not Lewis Walker because he's not in my list of photos of the people who Lewis Walker could be. He could be either of the seamen. He's not one of the top men. Or he could be the surgeon's mate. I don't think he's the surgeon's mate. He doesn't look formal enough, so he's one of these two. So he could be George Shirley. Though, actually, no, that's not what I meant to do. I have identified several of the people in my list of photos of who could be Lewis Walker, so I can narrow those. I can delete those photos and narrow this down. It's not this guy. We've identified him. It's not this guy. We've identified him. I think I'm right. He's the only one left in my list of photos of from the tags who I was trying to identify: Leonid Volkov, Lewis Walker, and the guy with the X who we figured out was this guy. So this guy is almost certainly Lewis Walker. Oh, it's already... Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I think I remember that quote, but I thought it was associated with someone else in that scene. It's not a big deal. We're getting it... Like, the logic still makes sense for how I got it. Process of elimination. Okay, so... This guy... He's not one of the Chinese top men. He could be one of the seamen, but he looks... Like, I've seen him with the surgeon, helping the surgeon, so he makes sense for him to be the surgeon's mate. But he was not confirmed when I had that up. So that's weird. Lewis Walker's hammock is still up in the present? Which number is he? God, there's so many things I'm looking at.
Just letting you know, we have an ad break in about 2 minutes.
Sounds good. I'm looking at so many names. I have already forgotten who Lewis Walker was. Oh, goodness. There you are. 44. Okay, I'm going to go take a look at that, and then we're going to go take a look at the memory numbers. Okay, hammock tagged 44. Heh! Funny. Okay, so what were we looking at? What is next on our list? Right, I want to figure out how the I want to figure out how you died. So that is Orlop deck, so down one near the middle. Why did I say spiked? Very clearly strangled. Oh, no, that's why I said strangled. It looked like, or sorry, that's why I said spiked. It kind of looked like a spear going through the neck, but no, that's strangled. Okay. Strangled. Beast.
That looks like it might be a little bit more than strangling, but I think strangling would probably work.
I mean, what else could it be on this list?
Decapitated.
Claude, decapitated, I guess, yeah. I'm gonna... Alright, thank you so much for the assistance, Lilypuff. Very good hints without giving away too much. Appreciate it so much. Also, hello, Modulus Shift. Okay. True. That was right at the end of the ship's fate, so it makes sense that there would be no one left to take his hammock down. Yeah. Which, that is another hint to his identity, actually. Okay, so... what remains? We need to get one more identity to hopefully get some things confirmed. George Shirley or Alexander Booth. You're down to one of two names, but I want to see if I can actually figure you out properly. Okay, so we've got 2 seamen and 3 of the Chinese topmen. Ooh, we're almost there.
Have you done your shoe looking? So.
You're not a topman. Yeah, I think it's time for us to start looking at the Chinese topmen. Crap. Alright, here we go. Hardest part of the game. So we are looking to identify... there you are. 38, 39, 40. And we were told a hint in the lightning strike. Probably first thing is to look at the tags.
Saya tu tahu. Good deal.
Okay, at 39. I've got 40. I've got 38. Any personal belongings I can take a look at? Not that I'm oh? Neat! But not that I'm seeing. No personal belongings like hanging from the beds. Best I've got is the shoes and socks. In particular, dark socks with white stripes and light shoes.
You might want to, like, write down, like...
I've got photos.
Oh, okay.
Dark shoes. You. Okay. 39. Yes! 2 left. 2 Chinese topmen left. Okay. This guy is definitely a topman. Kind of like small shoes, no real socks. 40. The shoes don't completely match, but it's the best I've got for, like... I only have 2 topmen left. And he's the closer match.
Can you?
Hmm?
Could you post the shoe photos that you got?
Yes. No, hold on, I posted one of the wrong ones. That was the tattoo photo. It's 38 and 40. Those 2. And I'll delete the wrong message.
And then could you look back at the
Yeah.
look back at the guy's shoes in the memory here?
Yeah. See, those are kind of more loafers, which doesn't really match. Oh, you know what? Actually, no, that does
That
match
matches
30.
38.
That does match 38. You're right. You're right. I don't know.
Or like they have like a black top, white bottom, and then a sock.
So that leaves us with just the other guy left. So where is he on the charts? You. No? Okay, let's just scroll through the book. That might be the easier way. No. Okay. Where? You're not a top man. Okay, so it must be the guy towards the start of the book then. No! Oh my god! Misclick. There we go. And we're so close to the end that they're confirming in sets of 2 now. The end approaches. 2 more to go. Where are they? This guy? Oh. That's why he died in 6 different ways. Okay. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay. So I remember this guy's name from the first time I played. This guy's stumped. He's Alexander Booth. What I want to know is, how do you deduce his name? I want to go through that first before I lock that in. So let's bookmark his memories. He was there. He's the guy with... Right, he's the guy who has the great facial reactions. I guess we can check... Here. I'm not seeing anything in the transcripts that would lead to it. Oh, actually, that might be a good way to do it. Alexander Booth is... So we've got... The remaining names are... The Captain's Steward is 28. We've already identified who the Captain's Steward is. So 57 and 59. So we're going to look for 57 and 59 in the first tag memory. And with just those 2 identities left, hopefully we'll be able to see something in there that makes their identities a lot more obvious than it would have been before when we had a lot more people to look for. Okay, so 57 and 59 is what we're looking for. 59. Shoes!
Shoes time! Fuck yes!
Fucking shoes! Okay, so this is 59.
Fuck yes, sir!
Alright, where is... 57? Completely covered up. Oh, you're useless to me. Okay. So, shoes is how we're going to get this last one. So, what we need to find then is where he appears and look at his shoes. So that is main deck, middle. You know, after playing through this whole game again, I do think this is a game that's probably a little bit better played with a group of friends trying to figure it out together. just because there is so much that it's very valuable to be able to bounce off of other people.
What the hell is going on?
You're having a bad
What do
one.
you know about these things? About the chest and your dead friends?
这是虾米？未来全部供出来，拢是恁害啦！你哋害你较比人无过好，想得阮死的啦！
Okay. There he is, and he's not wearing those shoes.
Shell? What shell?
So, to be absolutely certain, we're gonna look for the other guy now. Okay. Okay, so this is right up against the bosun mates. Really what we need to do is find one of the two of them who is definitely wearing the shoes we have a photo of. Once we have that, we can be sure of both their identities. See? Oh, actually, hang on. No, you're not what I'm looking for. Yeah, he was blasted with the cannon, so he's here somewhere.
Are you sure about that?
That's Akbar.
I imagine, being blasted point blank by a cannon.
Oh no!
Might have.
That's fair. Oh, this guy got vaporized, didn't he?
Potentially, I'm not going to confirm.
Let me in! Okay, yeah, I'm not seeing the body anywhere.
Do you want a hint?
Is the body visible in this scene?
No.
Okay, that's what I feared.
The body is not visible. You cannot find this body.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so we're gonna go to Akbar then. Yeah, and he's got the shoes. So that's 59 for sure.
Yes, that's Wolf.
Yeah. That's George Shirley. Which makes the other guy Alexander Booth. Yeah, those are the shoes. Oh, dear. Whew. What a way to die. What a fucking way to die. All right. There we go. All currently solvable fates correct.
What to do? but currently solvable. Are we going to get some method to solve more that we didn't have before?
There is an epilogue. There was one chapter we were not allowed to view. There's
Yep.
nothing left to do on the Obra Dinn. But yeah, this final chapter will reveal what actually caused the Obra Dinn to go through its horrible fates. And that's why it's saved for when you've solved everything else. God, okay, so what are all the acceptable ways to list how George Shirley died?
Let me. So you can say shot by cannon, by either the Beast or Abraham Akbar.
That's fair.
So that's 2. You could say he's blasted by an explosion. You can say he fell. You could say he fell overboard.
That's fair.
You can say you can say he was drowned by a beast,
Yeah.
and you can say he was eaten by a beast.
Eaten by a beast, I don't quite understand that one. I understand the rest, but it's far more likely that any of those other options would come to mind first.
I mean, so in the memory, for Wolf, you can hear him screaming in the distance.
Oh, that's horrifying.
Which is implying that he's been blasted out of the porthole.
Mm-hmm.
So, hence the eaten by a beast is just like, we don't have a body, and the Kraken, he fell into the water by the Kraken.
Mm-hmm.
It would not be unreasonable to assume that that he was eaten by it. I think most characters who were like pulled into the water by the Kraken and drowned, you can say they were eaten if their body isn't. You don't have their body.
So, when you get to this point, you're able to leave the Obra Dinn early if you give up on solving some of the fates, in which case the ending will change. You only get the true ending if you solve all 58 solvable fates on the ship. I want to go through this because apparently there's some fun stuff in here. I suspect there's some fun stuff in here. So, ship damaged in Squall, Atlantic, sunken storm in Falmouth. Claimed 20,000. That's pretty damn good for this era. All cargo lost 5,000. All cargo lost for the company and for the crown. 3,000 for the crown. Captain committed suicide. Murder of crewmate 4. Estate forfeited to the crown. First mate attempted mutiny. Fined £25. Second mate theft of cargo, attempted mutiny. Fined £100. No clue what happened to the third mate. Estate awarded £90 from outstanding wages. And also treated for extraordinary valor and exceptional performance of duties. I love that since these people are all dead, the best that they can do is like, okay, we can't hold you accountable for murdering people, so we're just gonna fine your estate, like, some small amount. And I know inflation, so, like, this is actually much, much more money back in the day. But, like, you murdered one person, we're gonna charge you, like, £15, which is, like, what, $10? I don't remember the exact conversion.
We're gonna charge your wife.
Yeah. We're gonna charge your wife, like, a couple bucks for you murdering someone. The bosun got £70 to his estate. Really? Henry Evans's family still got £50 despite abandoning the crew. Though, to be fair, can you blame him for abandoning the crew at that point?
Yeah.
Also, the surgeon's mate gets awarded the same amount that Henry Evans did, despite Henry Evans being, like, demerited for fleeing, while James Wallace was like, extraordinary valor, you die, you get £50.
Yeah, but he wasn't the he wasn't the full surgeon.
Yeah. Shit's weird. Estate unknown for Marcus Gibbs? Interesting. Donated to pension fund. No claim made for several? Oh, that sucks.
Well, for the passengers.
Yeah. I suppose. Failure to perform duties for the captain steward.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what the net is if you add up all the claims and fines.
Good question.
I'm not adding it up. All right. Total claimed almost 30,000. I can't read that signature. That's terrible.
That's most signatures.
One year later. OT, we must be British.
I mean, you work for the East India Trading Company.
I'm not allowed to stand up?
You're sitting at you're having a nice your nice tea set.
But there's somebody at the door.
Can you believe it? A package at this hour? Oh, the thing smells just dreadful. Better you don't open it inside. I'll be turning in now. Tea's in the kitchen if you need more.
I'm gonna open it inside, even though it smells awful. I remember what's in the package.
Mm-hmm.
Chief Inspector, I write to you with the unfortunate news that Dr. Evans has passed away. He succumbed to his illness shortly after receiving your package. He was very pleased with your correspondence and asked that his gratitude be expressed by returning the book to you along with the means to complete it. As for the three of us that remain, the Obra Dinn is a distant memory and a dreadful chapter in our lives that we wish to forget. Do not write back. Regards, Jane Bird. We got the book. This tale belongs to you now. Please finish it. Or else. And what do you think's in here? It's a hand! Or a paw. Well then, let's see where it leads.
There you are. Collect your things. Where's the key? To that door. Gone. Damn. There's no time. We need to go. Right. Here you go. What are you up to? Nothing, Bruce.
Oh dear. We killed the monkey. You got spiked. The chest is open. You look in bad shape. So, I suppose once this memory's done, we can start filling in some fates. Dead monkey, spiked third mate, extremely dead Captain Stewart. A friendly but not entirely pleasant monkey companion was sacrificed in the pursuit of knowledge. Alright, next up is you. Welcome back! Ooh, hope the ice cream is good.
Captain didn't toss them all. Leave it. Help me lift this. Stop! Why? Well, set you free. Give it the shell. Eh? Do it. Hoist it out. To the main deck. Throw it over. Lock the door when you leave. Get the tail, boy. You return. The ship. The Obra Dinn. See it home.
All right. What is that? But yeah, looks like they made an agreement with the mermaids to carry the Obra Dinn home in exchange for letting them and the shells go. Alright, next up, the mermaid down there.
I'll kill every last one of you monsters. Withdraw the Kraken, or I will kill you all!
Ah! The bargain wasn't just to get the Obra Dinn home, it was also to get the Kraken to leave. Fair enough. I'm not quite sure what's going on with this. In the previous scene, it looked like a long reed for breathing air through when you're underwater. So I guess he was suffocating the mermaids, but that's weird.
I think he's... I'm not entirely certain.
Oh, it's a spear. Okay, just
yeah.
so it's float. the mermaid's floating in the water with a spear sticking out of its chest up through the... Okay.
Call it off, damn you! This is your Kraken! You brought it here! Send it back!
And you just continue being dead in the corner.
As one does.
Okay, is there anyone we can see outside? No. And there's the spear. And I believe this is going to be the last one.
What's this? Quicksilver.
Oh! Oh, that's awful! So it's not just magical, it's also a pool of mercury they've got in that fucking chest. That's horrifying. God, no wonder that shit's lethal as hell. You're drowning your fucking shell treasures in mercury. That shit's fucking toxic.
This is mercury.
So you were just a little bit poisoned. Just a little bit. All fates correct. But why was the treasure chest full of mercury? Why would you do this? Was it like that when they found it? Oh, God. All right, well, this ship's a goddamn mess. Let's get out of here and never come back. Alright, and that was the Return of the Obra Dinn. Very fun puzzle game. Very difficult puzzle game. I definitely think this is a game better experience with friends. Just because there is so much to it, and it is very easy to miss small details, it's good to have people to bounce off of. But this was a lot of fun to revisit. Oh, the mercury keeps the magic contained? Okay, that would make sense.
I think it's not technically mercury.
Quicksilver's mercury.
Well,
unless there is another use of the word quicksilver, but typically that's mercury.
I mean, it says that it looks like quicksilver.
Ah, fair. Yeah, no.
but but like Mercury doesn't isn't toxic like on contact. You have to ingest it or like otherwise get it in your system.
If it gets on your skin, that's enough. It will soak through your skin into your blood.
I mean,
that shit is
yeah,
horrifying.
Not the same way that this shit does.
But yeah, no, it was very fun to revisit this 5 years later. Shame that I didn't forget every single detail, but was able to get most of the puzzles, especially collaborating with friends on this. It was fun to revisit. I think I'm still trying to debate whether or not I am going to stream Xenoblade X Definitive Edition when it comes out. I've got a pile of games I'm going to trade in to help me buy that, get that price down as low as possible. But I'm still trying to decide whether I want to stream it or play it on my own. So I'm thinking next week I'm going to try and find a short, like, one-off game that we can do in one sitting. And then I'll know by the week after that whether or not we're streaming Xenoblade X or something else. If we don't stream Xenoblade X next, I'm tempted to play Ori and the Blind Forest finally.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm playing you. I'm playing you, apparently. You have an entire game named after you.
Two.
Two of them! Yeah, I've never played Ori and the Blind Forest. I've heard very good things about it.
It's pretty good, yeah. Unfortunately, the Moon Studio, I think is I think that's the name. They kind of fucking suck.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. Yeah. If I don't, so next week's gonna be a shorter game. Week after that, either Xenoblade X Definitive or Ori and the Blind Forest. I will decide if at some point. But yeah, this was fun. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We're gonna let the credits finish rolling, and then we'll close out the stream. Is there anyone streaming right now who you might raid?
Let's see. We have friend of the channel, Futomania is up. He's doing art, which might I don't know if that would be.
Okay. I don't know much about Futon streams, so I'm probably not gonna.
Let's see. There's Marketoto is doing a Kingdom Hearts 2 fundraiser for American Heart Association. That might be
charity
good.
Stream. Yeah, let's raid the charity stream. Marketoto.
Yep.
All right. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. I will see you next week for whatever we're playing next. Have a good one.